Charmer fans, we are so back. So as you may know, in the coming months we're going to be getting the Spirit Charmers as the focus of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles anime. And to go along with it, we will be getting a structure deck in the same vein as the Fallen and Virtuous that we just got. So we do actually now have some product mock-ups, and they look okay. We also get a look at the mat that is going to be included, but of course it is just a paper mat. But most importantly, we have the text of 2 brand new cards that are going to be featured in it. The first is a fusion monster called Charmers of a Grand Circle, and obviously in the artwork it features all 4 of the original Charmers. A level 6 spellcaster with the stats of a familiar possessed, it requires at least 2 Charmer and or familiar possessed monsters in order to fusion summon, and when you fusion summon it, you actually get to choose which of the 4 effects it has. You get to choose more of the effects if you summon it with different attribute and monsters, up to 4, so basically the idea is that you're going to want to fusion summon it using all the monsters you see in the artwork, and then you'll get all 4 of the effects, which are in order. This card gains 800 attack, add 1 possessed spell or trap from your deck to your hand, return 1 card on the field to the hand, and special summon 1 spellcaster monster from the graveyard. So already it is just okay. I'm sure you can definitely build a bunch of combos with it, but the real purpose of this card is to utilize it with the other Charmers and familiar possessed in the rest of the deck that have some really interesting support cards which are all being reprinted in the deck. Yeah, I think it is really fun, and obviously if you're a fan of the Spirit Charmers, then it's going to be something that you can use, but it seems like the deck is going to continue to be one of those that like you just play for fun, not necessarily something you can play really competitively like with the Fallen and Virtuous, but you know that is really the purpose of it anyway. Then we get a brand new spell card, Spellbook of a Grand Circle. You can only use each of the effects once per turn. The first effect allows you to add 4 Charmer monsters with different attributes from your deck, graveyard, or banishment to your hand, then return 2 cards from your deck to your hand. So really it ends up being like a +1. A good way to really get all of the cards you need to your hand, though it was definitely balanced with the whole returning 2 cards from your hand to your deck. At the very least, you can just kind of use it as is to go with a regular +1 by adding 4 Charmers and even returning 2 of the ones that you added to your deck, so maybe there's some use in that sense, but obviously you're going to want to go big or go home. It does only add Charmer monsters and not the familiar possessed monsters, so that is another way of balancing things out. And of course the reason you're going to want to add them all to your hand is to use them to fusion summon the new fusion monster. The second effect actually turns this card into a fusion spell as well. You can banish it from your graveyard to fusion summon 1 fusion monster using Charmer and or familiar possessed monsters from your hand or field. And on top of that, it gives a lingering effect that your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when that monster is fusion summoned. So yeah, this spell is really a 1-card fusion, but only for this fusion monster. I mean, realistically you could summon anything else with like generic materials, so honestly I could see some use in that, and it really does open up the deck even more. But otherwise everything else we're getting in the deck are reprints that we've seen in the last structure deck, so it really is going to be a product that the super fans buy. Or you know, if you never owned the original and end up becoming a fan through the Chronicles anime. So let me know what you think in the comments.